Hello, welcome to my channel Noir Vortex. Today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming general election in the UK and talking about my decision to vote for Labour, which I have done traditionally in the past anyway, but I thought I'd give some justification and personal perspective on the reason I think that voting for Labour would be the right decision at this point in time. So, obviously, the polls for Labour winning are not looking good. There's no point denying that going into this video. Labour is very divided at the minute. Jeremy Corbyn is personally a leader that I support, given that he's taken the party back more into a traditional left-wing base. He is essentially more of an old Labour figure, but he is at least injecting some new ideas into the party which are long overdue, and kind of taking the Labour Party further away from the Blair legacy, which I would argue now is kind of a poison chalice, essentially, that legacy was. Given the... Okay, yeah, fine, he did bring in some minimum wage and some new, some good reforms of social programs, etc. But what little good things were done by Blair's government were far outweighed by the bad. The bad being the manipulation of the press via spin in general, the whole culture of spin that developed around Westminster at that time, and of course the Iraq War, which Tony Blair will never recover from, and the Labour Party is only really partially recovered from. I mean, the whole Tory narrative around the Labour causing the economic problems starting from 2008 is long been refuted, and I'm not going to bother rehashing that. But I think the real obviously there's a few dividing lines. We're in a very divided country, and you've got Brexit, which has happened. It's been triggered, Article 50, and that is making people very uneasy, obviously, economic immigrants who are in the country, as well as just for the economy in general, the effect it's going to have when that kicks in the relationship with the European countries. Now, I'm going to try and make this a bit positive. What do I like about Labour's current platform? The welfare state and the NHS is getting cut too much. Austerity is not working. It's a fundamentally flawed idea. I think there are many other ways that we could raise revenue for the state as opposed to hitting poor and working middle class people hardest. And there really are a lot of people struggling at the minute. You will see it. Like I live in Manchester. You just go out on the streets now. There's a lot of you can just see it. There's more socially unrest. More homelessness is the most blatant thing. And this is probably arguably as a direct result, and I'm pretty sure there's an article in The Guardian which I'll link to below, which is saying a lot of this increased homelessness as a result of further extended times for certain benefits, housing benefits. Now 421s from I think June are being cut. It's just basically the Tories are hitting too much of a stick, which is not surprising. That's a traditionally conservative Tory position, is lower taxation for corporations and companies, and it's kind of a Thatcherite ideology of the poor take the brunt of it, and there's that whole trickle-down economics idea, I guess, which always leads to social immobility if you look at it across history. I'm not saying the kind of Keynesian model of stimulating the economy is perfect either through welfare and such, but I don't think we should advocate for that either. That's an older economic model as well. I mean, and Labour will obviously probably pursue quite a lot of those kind of economic models, I suppose, of distribution, but it will at least be better than what we have now. And I think Labour actually have got some really good ideas about renovating. And Jeremy Corbyn's speeches where he talks about reinvigorating manufacturing and engineering and technology are incredibly promising. That's the Tories. The Tories aren't really. They're pumping money into the north, but from being up here on the ground, as it were, and having lived in London as well, so I've been on both sides of the fence. I'm from the north, but I've lived in London for a while. All the money's still concentrated, and all the power's still concentrated in London. But finance obviously is primarily down there. That's a big sucking kind of almost like, we're reliant on it in some respects now, but it is kind of parasitic in the whole culture. And then obviously, of course, the north is still, and I don't know if it's a north-south thing because that's kind of boring and reductive in its own way, but I think if we had a more balanced country in general, which we could do through stimulating the economy through technology and manufacturing, and yeah, it might mean that we have to change more corporation tax and find ways of taxing people who are earning a lot more money. And look, here's a olive branch, I suppose, because I've had these discussions with people I know, some of whom, like family members, etc., who earn a significant amount more money than I do due to being in a higher earnings bracket. So I earn basically kind of not basic income, not national minimum wage, but kind of your average earning. But I think it's the income tax bands at like 50% now, I think. Look there. I have to look this up off the cup now. Yeah, so if you're on a certain amount of income, it can be up to 50%. But then I think higher taxation isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as you can produce outcomes from it. Obviously, this requires a government with responsibility and a certain amount of vision, and I don't really advocate either for a very hard statist model, but anything is, and I don't think, to be honest, I don't think Labour would go that way anyway. But anything at the minute is preferable to the Tories, apart from obviously UKIP, but obviously that never happened because they don't have power, or the further right parties, but again, it never happened. Liberal Democrat vote, as far as I'm concerned, is a complete waste, and having voted for the Liberal Democrats once, I feel utterly betrayed by them, given that the only reason I voted for them was the student loans. One of the major reasons was they were going to get rid of student fees, and that, I mean, it wouldn't have even affected me, but I thought for the future that would have been good. So yeah, I mean, obviously people will say of Labour, they're just returning to an old-fashioned socialist model, but I mean, the Tories are hardly infused with anything new in themselves. I think they're just following an old Thatcherite model with a kind of Blairite presentation. It's not, they're nothing new either. Same old. And I think Labour under Jeremy Corbyn have actually re-energised themselves to a level where they actually become interesting again, as opposed to. I'm not saying Jeremy Corbyn's perfect. He's made some errors along the way, probably in his leadership. He probably could have been stronger on Brexit. He probably could have shown more leadership there. But I think we've kind of got to bear in mind the fact that the guy is under constant attack 24/7 in the media. He can't do anything right. He can't put a foot right in the media's eyes, who obviously still are very focused on presentation politics. I mean, there's just so. We've talked for 10 minutes. That's kind of brief summary of all the reasons I'm voting for Labour in June, and where I think you should too. I mean, I'll probably expand on this at some point, but politics video should never be over 10 minutes, I feel. Otherwise, of course, everybody's going to switch off. So, if you got this far, leave comments below if you feel like it, and cheers for watching.